If your back hurts and your answer has been to stretch it, I've got news that might sting a little. The stretching is a big part of why it isn't getting better. You bend, you twist, you touch your toes, and for about 10 minutes it feels looser and you think you're onto something. Then the ache comes right back, or it comes back worse, and you assume you just need to stretch more. You don't. For most nagging back pain, stretching is the wrong tool entirely, and I'm going to show you 5 isometric holds that will do more in 2 weeks than months of stretching ever did. Here's what almost nobody explains. When your back hurts, you assume it's tight and needs to be loosened. But a huge amount of back pain isn't a tightness problem at all. It's a stability problem. The deep muscles whose whole job is to brace your spine and hold it steady have gotten weak and lazy, so your spine shifts and moves in tiny, unstable ways it was never meant to. That tiny instability is what grinds and aches and catches. Then when you take an already loose, unstable spine and stretch it even looser, you can actually make the whole thing worse. You're loosening the exact thing that needs to be braced and locked down. This isn't just my opinion. Spine researchers who've spent their entire careers studying bad backs, people like Dr. Stuart McGill, have shown over and over that the fix for most chronic back pain isn't more bending and more stretching. It's building endurance and stability in the muscles that hold your spine still. And the best way to build that is with isometric holds, where you brace a position and hold it without moving. No bending, no twisting, no yanking on a spine that's already had enough. Just teaching those deep muscles to switch on and protect your back all day long. Now, let me be fair. I'm not saying all stretching is evil, and I'm not saying you should never move. Gentle movement is good for you. But if you've been stretching your back faithfully for months and it still hurts, that's your answer right there. You've been treating the wrong problem. It's time to stop stretching and start stabilizing. One quick and important thing before we start. If you have numbness in the saddle area between your legs, if you lose control of your bladder or bowels, if a leg is suddenly going weak, or if this pain started right after a fall or a car accident, don't do these. See a doctor today, because that's the group that needs real medical attention. For everyone else, the aching, the stiffness, the back that seizes up when you stand from a chair, let's get into them. The first hold builds the deep front core that braces your spine, and it does it without a single one of the bending movements that grind a sore back. It's the modified curl-up hold. This is not a sit-up. In a sit-up, you crunch your spine over and over, which is exactly what an irritated back doesn't need. Here, you barely move at all. You get into position, you brace, and you hold. Lie on your back with one knee bent and that foot flat on the floor, and your other leg straight out. Now slide both hands, palms down, underneath the natural little arch of your lower back. Those hands are there to keep your spine in its proper neutral position, so don't flatten your back down into them. Brace your stomach muscles like you're about to be poked in the belly. Then lift your head and shoulders just an inch or two off the floor, a tiny lift, keeping your neck long and your chin from jamming into your chest. Hold that for 8 to 10 seconds, then lower and relax. Do 5 or 6 of these and switch which knee is bent halfway through. You'll feel your deep front abs working hard while your lower back stays fully supported and calm. The big mistakes are cranking all the way up like a sit-up when all you want is that inch and flattening your back into the floor instead of keeping the natural arch. If even the small lift bothers you, just brace hard and hold without lifting at all. The second hold locks your entire core into one solid protective brace. It's the bear hold. This teaches your whole midsection to hold your spine in a safe, neutral position while under load, which is the exact skill your back needs when you bend down to pick something up in real life. Get onto your hands and knees, with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Tuck your toes under. Now brace your stomach hard and lift your knees just 1 inch off the floor, keeping your back flat as a tabletop. That 1 inch is all it takes. Hold that flat, braced position for 10 to 20 seconds and do 2 or 3 rounds. You'll feel your deep core, your shoulders, and pretty much everything switch on to keep you steady, while your back stays flat and perfectly still. The mistakes to avoid are letting your hips sag down or pike up toward the ceiling, letting your lower back arch, and holding your breath. Keep breathing behind that brace. If lifting the knees is too much at first, Leave them on the floor and just practice bracing your core as hard as you can in that tabletop position. Now, before I show you the third hold, let me stop for a second because this matters. If you're dealing with constant aches, stiff joints, and a body that just doesn't cooperate the way it used to, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not stuck with it. Most people assume this is simply what happens as the years pile up, and that is flat out not true. That's exactly why I put together Reboot Your Body. It's a 30-day, step-by-step program that rebuilds your strength and stability one piece at a time, so you can get through your day without that constant aching, bend down and lift things without fear, and get on the floor to play with your kids or grandkids and stand back up with ease. Imagine standing up from your chair after a long day without that stab in your lower back. If you want it, the link is right there in the description. All right, back to it. The third hold protects your spine from the exact kind of force that hurts it most, which is twisting. It's the anti-rotation hold, sometimes called the Palav hold. Think about when your back really tweaks. It's usually when you turn and reach at the same time, twisting under load. This hold trains your core to resist that twist and stay solid, which is one of the most protective things you can teach a vulnerable back. And it's a true isometric because you hold steady against a pull without letting yourself move. The easiest way is with a resistance band. Anchor it to a door handle or a sturdy post at about chest height. Stand side on to it, grab the handle with both hands, and hold it right against the center of your chest. Now step away until the band is pulling tight and trying to rotate you back toward the anchor. Press your hands straight out in front of your chest and hold them there, fighting to keep your shoulders and hips square and facing forward, not letting the band twist you. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds, then turn around and do the other side. If you don't have a band, press your two palms together hard in front of your chest and hold that while standing tall and braced. You'll feel your whole core, especially along the sides, working hard to keep you from twisting. The main mistake is letting your torso rotate toward the band. Stay square. To make it easier, stand closer to the anchor for less tension. The fourth hold builds the endurance muscles that hold you upright, the ones that give out on you by the end of a long day. It's the prone back extension hold. Running up either side of your spine are muscles built for endurance, meant to keep you tall and stacked all day long. When they're weak and fatigued too early, your posture collapses, you slump, and your back starts aching by the afternoon. This builds their staying power. Lie face down on the floor with your arms resting down by your sides, keeping your neck long and your gaze down at the floor. Gently lift your chest and upper body just a few inches off the ground by squeezing the muscles along your spine. This is a small, controlled lift, not a big backward crank. Hold it for 8 to 15 seconds, then lower down and do 2 or 3 rounds. You'll feel the muscles along your spine and across your mid-back working to hold you up. The mistakes are throwing your head back and cranking your neck, and heaving yourself up into a big forced arch. Keep it small and smooth, and if lifting up pinches your back or sends any pain down your leg, lift lower or skip this one and move on. The fifth hold flips you the opposite way from how you sit all day, and it rebuilds the whole back of your body. It's the reverse tabletop hold. All that sitting leaves you slumped forward with a weak, sleepy posterior chain, meaning the glutes, hamstrings, and back muscles that are supposed to hold you upright. This hold wakes all of them up at once while opening the front of your hips and chest. It's the anti-slouch hold. Sit on the floor with your knees bent and your feet flat, and place your hands on the floor behind you with your fingers pointing toward your feet. Now press down through your hands and feet and lift your hips up until your body forms a flat tabletop, level from your knees to your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top and let your head rest back gently, keeping your neck relaxed. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds, then lower, and do 2 or 3 rounds. You'll feel your glutes, hamstrings, and back all working together, and a good stretch opening across the front of your hips and chest. The mistakes are letting your hips sag low instead of lifting to a flat line, and straining your neck. If the full lift is too much, just do a smaller version, lifting your hips only part way. When it gets easy, straighten your legs out into a full reverse plank. All right, now let me show you how to put these 5 together into a routine that takes about 12 to 15 minutes. Start with the modified curl-up hold, 5 or 6 reps of 8 to 10 seconds to switch on your deep front core. Then the bear hold, 2 or 3 rounds of 10 to 20 seconds to lock your whole core into a brace. Next, the anti-rotation hold, 10 to 20 seconds each side, to build your defense against twisting. Then the prone back extension hold, 2 or 3 rounds for the endurance muscles that keep you upright. And finish with the reverse tabletop hold, 2 or 3 rounds to rebuild the whole back of your body. Because these are gentle endurance and stability holds, not heavy lifting. You can do this most days of the week, 5 or 6 days is fine. Give it a week or two and here's what changes. Your back starts to feel more solid and less like it might catch or give out. It aches less by the end of the day. And that's not because you loosened it up. It's because the deep muscles that protect your spine are finally strong enough to do their job. So here's the bottom line. If stretching was going to fix your back, it would have done it by now. Your back doesn't need to be looser, it needs to be stronger and more stable. That's the medicine, bracing instead of bending. So stop stretching a problem that needs strengthening. Get down on the floor right now and hold one good curl up. Feel those deep muscles wake up because those are the ones that have been missing. And if you want the full step-by-step plan that builds on these holds and rebuilds your whole body over 30 days, that's exactly what Reboot Your Body was made for. And the link is waiting for you below. Otherwise, subscribe and stick around because the next one is going to help you just as much.